Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be recapping my last market, which was actually a 2-day event on June 28th and June 29th. I will say, I'm sorry, I'm wearing headphones and it's weird because I can't really hear myself. They're noise canceling. I will say this market was particularly weird, and that was nobody's fault really but my own. A person was advertising an oddities market, and I had been trying to get in to an oddities market. I know my stuff's not super oddities, but I've been making a lot of like Grim Reapers, Plague Doctors, various goblins, ghosts, things like that. So I do think I have like a section of my stuff that fits into that category as far as crochet goes. But the big oddities market around here that I've heard about that's really good is full for, I guess, my type of product. So they basically have me waitlisted. And then this lady was doing an oddities market and was advertising it as such. The location was a flea market, but I thought it was like an event hosted by the flea market. And so we'd be like adjacent to the flea market and not in the flea market. And so I applied. It was really inexpensive. Each day was like 30 bucks and they were 7-hour days, 9 to 3, I think it was, both days, Saturday and Sunday. But when we get there, no judgment on flea markets. I love a good flea market. Any place, you know, you could find potentially like really cool old stuff or like vintage style stuff, or just people's like, you know, just there's tends to be some good stuff in flea markets. Not all of it, obviously. Some of it is like not great, and some flea markets, particularly this one, are quite old and just filled with a lot of not necessarily good stuff. There was like a spray painted sign that said cool crap on it, which all for them and their stuff. But like my stuff, I like to think is a little bit more elevated than that, we'll say. So yeah, when we're rolling up on this place and we're finding out that it's in the flea market, I'm like, oh, I fucked up. And worst of all, I like told Rebecca about it too, which she doesn't really have any like real oddity stuff either. So I wasn't even sure they were gonna like let her vend, but they were still looking for vendors. So they did let her vend, and she came all the way, like it was an 1.5-hour drive. And we were like in the flea market, like literally, like not even a section of it was dedicated to just us. There was like regular flea market. I was literally right next to a person vending guns, like actual pew-pews. Yeah. So, and I have like most of my stuff is for like kids. So like we don't really go together. And he's not an oddity either. What are we doing here? And he's like a permanent fixture there. And then like on the other side of us was a person that didn't even show up, but like all their like lawn ornament type stuff was out and stuff. So yeah, it was just kind of a mess. But all that to say, that's my bad. I should have asked more questions. It also should have been a red flag when we were like asking to see if we got like accepted, and our response back was like, if you applied, we assume you're coming kind of deal. So yeah, but yeah, I will let you know what I sold. I did make money, and I won't complain too much because this second day I basically did about what I did at my last event, which if that's up, I'll link that recap. I think it's over here and down in the description. My last event was like an $85 event, and I only made like $260 or something like that. I guess spoiler for that, but you can see what I sold if you're still interested. And yeah, so the second day I hit about that, I think a little more, and it was $30 for that day. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, because it wasn't awful. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. But yeah, I will break it up. I'll just tell you what I sold this Saturday. I'll tell you what I sold this Sunday. And you guys let me know down below. When you do weekend events, does the Sunday usually tend to be the better day? Because if you had asked me before I started doing markets to pick which day I thought would be the better day, I would have picked Saturday, because I've got a big ick with going out on Sundays, because it's like the last day of the weekend, so I like to have that as my reset day. So like if I can help it, I try not to go to any events on Sundays. But we tend to do pretty well, no matter the location that I've been to. Beasley Farms in Brooksville, this flea market also in Brooksville, but it's on Spring Hill Drive, so it's like almost Spring Hill. If you're from Florida, you might know these little areas. As far up as Ocala, my Sundays have been better. But yeah, let me know if that's true for you guys too. We'll get into it. I'll start as always with my non-crochet stuff. I sold $9 worth of gibbets and stickers, and now we're into crochet stuff. I sold one of my swinging animals. Ooh, which actually wasn't a swinging animal. I think that day was the flower basket. It was like a little circle flower basket. It had 3 yellow flowers in it for $18. I sold one of my mystery bags for $20. One Cthulhu for $20. A Madeline Mako giraffe for $35. A Mabel chicken for $13. A mini dragon. Ooh, I clicked on it. That was weird. A mini dragon for $20. Where are we at? A mini hot dog, like wiener dog hot dog for $17. That piece in the pod I did, where I did like happy faces on one side and then like grumpy faces on the other side, I sold that for $26. Interestingly, the first 2 things I sold that day was the Cthulhu and the piece in the pod, and they were like right out the gate, like 9 a.m. I sold one spider for $15, and that was it that day. It amounted to 18 items, 9 of which were crochet items, and $193 is what I made that day. So like $163 after the fee. So not necessarily ideal, but you know, at least I made my booth fee. The second day, a little bit better. I had said, because listen, I really thought it was going to be a total crapshoot, and like I really messed up. So I had told Zach to only pay for the first day, because it was another weird thing. She didn't want to do like any card payments because scam issues. So like she wanted cash day of the event. That's the first time, and I've done a fair amount of events now. That's the first time I've ever paid cash at an event. So I told him to go bring up 30, and we were going to check out and see how it was. And if it was okay, we were going to pay for the next day, that day also. But I didn't want to jump the gun because I really thought I was going to make $0. But like an hour in, I had hit like $85, and I'm like, well, now I'm a little bummed. Then I also got to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, because this day I was supposed to get up at 4:30, and my 2-year-old got up at 3:30, so it was a very early day. So I wasn't trying to do that 2 days in a row necessarily, but like I made money. I ended up just making like a semi-decent amount. Like it would have been dumb to not come out and try to make another like close to $200, you know? But the second day I did do better. So we'll go over the second day, and then I'll tell you my like best sellers for the weekend, because a lot of this goes back to patterns that I personally picked out that I thought were cool, and bestsellers, that bestsellers video that I did. So I'll link both of them like here and then down below as well. Again, we'll get the stickers and gibbets out of the way. Sold $10 worth of stickers and gibbets. This day I sold 2 swinging animals. Those are specifically all from Jade. It was the turtle and the frog. So those are 18 each, and I ended up making $36 off of those. I sold another mystery bag for $20. I got a custom order on a loaf cat that I still have to do. That was actually from a vendor. If you happen to be in Brooksville, Florida, she was vending for the business Nothing Bunt Cakes. Like nothing but cakes, but bunt cakes. And they had these little buntlets. They were like the size of maybe like a jumbo cupcake. And the first day, she kind of gave us her like leftovers because I can't like resell them. The second day, because I wanted to support the cause, and they were good as. I bought like all 4 flavors. I'm like, I'm gonna need those. I'm still actively trying to like be healthy and eat better, and I've been running like 6 days a week, but like it was good. So if you happen to be in Brooksville, Florida, go check them out. Gosh darn delicious, I'll tell you what. But she was cool, and she ordered a custom loaf cat of her cat. So yeah. Speaking of loaf cats, I also sold one of those, not being for the custom order. So if you wanted to know if the bestsellers are best-selling, yes they are. Because the first event I went to, after I made them, I sold one, and this is my second and third event with them, like in a weekend. I guess it's 1 event but 2 days, but like either way, I sold 2 at this event, and it was 2 days worth of events. So yeah, checking out pretty well. 2 more Mabel chickens for $13 each, totaling $26. A mini possum for $13. I also gave away a mini possum. She offered, so basically it was another vendor who normally vends as like part of the flea market, and she gets paid through Social Security. So she wanted the possum, and she asked me to just like set it aside and then come back next Saturday to like collect that money, because that happens, the Social Security payments that happen on the 1st, I guess. But I didn't want to do that, and you guys know me, I'm always giving away at least one thing at these events. So I gave her it, and I told her I was going to come back and collect the money, but I'm probably not going to do that. So she was a really nice lady. We chatted for a minute. Her name's Patty with a Y. I sold 1 mini turtle for $16. That's tofu turtle. I sold both my rats for $18 each, so $36 for rats. I sold a rubber duck for $12. I sold my Wendigo for $25. I sold my ghost dog for $30. And so the second day, that was 14 crochet items for $258. So altogether in the weekend, I made $451. So for 2 days of work, I mean, it definitely could have been better. I'm definitely not saying like, this is my best market ever. I want to do it again. But it wasn't awful. So I am glad I went, because like with my van being struck by lightning and us having to pay our deductible, like any money is good money right now. Oh yeah, you guys don't know about that yet. I guess if you go watch that other recap video, you might, but yeah. Long story short, our van got struck by lightning. We weren't in it. We're all fine. The van is not. Car insurance is a scam, because like I pay for it every month and then I gotta pay you to also fix it. I get like 30 days worth of like rental car, but they've already had it for like 2.5 weeks and they still don't know entirely what's wrong with it, and they just got the part. So if we had gotten our rental car already, we would have burned through, be in our 3rd week of having it, and yeah, it's just a whole mess. But yeah, so any money's good money right now. So I am glad I went. It was cool. I don't know that I would do it again, and people were real pissed on the interwebs because this event had advertised itself as an oddities market and then wasn't. The closest thing was me and another person who was selling, I don't know, I'll turn the camera around, see if you can see it from here. Let me see if I will zoom action, because I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and get it. You see my little bird cage situation, like right there? Where's the camera? Okay, there. It's like a bird cage and there's like a skeleton lady and dude in there. She had, oh, that's way close to my face now. Oh, that's still zooming in. That's crooked as heck. Yeah, I'll just lean, it's fine. Yeah, I was like about the closest thing with that lady, and both of ours was more verging on like Halloween decor than like full-on oddities, but she had cool stuff. There was like a lot of different bird cages with like skeletons, like yoga pose skeletons, and she had some cool like diorama style like graveyard situations, and some of them lit up and whatnot, and I really like that one, so I bought that one from her. And then I bought like a set of 5 puzzles from another lady, because she came over at the beginning of the second day and like right out the gate bought like $50 worth of like items from me. So I felt like almost obligated, but at the same time, like I also like spending money. And one of the puzzles in it is a Toy Story puzzle. So I figured, because Jaggers loves Toy Story, that I could like put that together for him and like Mod Podge it and like put it on his wall or something. So like I said, I'll go over what my best sellers were. The swinging items, all of them except a flower basket and like a chicken, were all from Jade, but I did sell 3 in total. 2 of them were all from Jade Animals, so if you don't have that pattern pack, get her like swinging animal pattern pack. People really like them. I get a lot of compliments on them, and I've now sold 3 out of the 8 in this set, because at my last market too I sold 1. The first to go was the otter, and then I sold the turtle and the frog. So if you're gonna like make any of them, like those 3 seem to be good. I sold 2 mystery bags already. I've said it before, I like mystery items. People really like those. I did not sell any the first market I went to that I had them, but I sold 1 each day at this market, and I think the closer it gets to Christmas, I think I'm gonna keep selling them. Mabel chicken, always, you know, top tier. I sold 3 and made $39 off of those. Rats, I sold 2 and made $36 altogether off of those. And yeah, so those were my like top items. I also gave away, in addition to the possum, a worsted weight mini octo, because there was this family that came in and the daughters got gibbets and stickers, and they paid for them and everything, and then they took a lap and came back and they had a little boy with them. He was probably only like 1. He wanted a gibbet, but I was worried about the like level of choking hazard that would be, because Judah is gonna be 3 and still likes to chew on him from time to time because they're all rubbery. So I got him to trade me that for a mini octo. I figure that's a little bit bigger. So I just let them have that because they like were a paying customer earlier and everything. And he was the only one of the kids that didn't get anything, probably because he's like baby and like what does he know? But yeah, I did that. Yeah, so could have been worse. I do have pretty high hopes for my market this Friday. It is currently Wednesday, but I'm doing a 4th of July market, and that's an evening market, 5 to 9 p.m. in Orlando. And I've never vended in Orlando, but I feel like Orlando is pretty big. So we'll see how that goes. But that's gonna be all for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.